you can sit on the chair.
No problem.
Okay. Well, good evening, my old Dharma friends as well as new Dharma friends. It's a Thanksgiving night, and I thought that there wouldn't be anyone, but that's still someone coming. So. This is the night that, by the way, you guys eat turkey?
No.
No, some do, some don't. This is the season that, as I remember, that like a million turkeys will be killed for but no problem at all. Because of this incident brings back my memory when I was, I can't remember, maybe 13, 14 years old, when I was 13 or 14 years old. Try to achieve manhood. Therefore, I butchered a chicken. That was my first and also my last one. You know, of course, that when you grow up, and then up to a certain age, and then you try to, to show that you are mature. So this is a way that I show people that I become mature, so I took the job of butchering the chicken. Want me to explain that? It's really horrible. Well, anyway, so maybe but I still remember vividly that I was so proud for having that done. But now, when I look back, it's really a terrible thing. Really terrible, terrible, terrible thing. Anyway, last week, this young lady here posed me a question, a very difficult one. And, by the way, if you're not familiar, we study mostly the mind and the consciousness. That's all my promotions. I emphasize that a lot. So she posed me a question about, this is really difficult. Where does thoughts came from? And I guess that my job is that I will take time to explain clearly so we can understand that in a different perspective. Normally, that when we hear the word emptiness, we configure ourselves that, it's empty as empty. It's empty as non-object. It contained non-object. So that's, it's empty. But that empty is opposed to having something in it or not. And most often that we are mistaken that it's empty, which means that there is nothing in it. And the notion of Buddhism, emptiness is not like that. Try to remember the name of a philosopher. Can't remember. Can we really pick out any object and then put it outside of emptiness? I'm not talking a confined emptiness. No, I'm talking the emptiness of the cosmos. Can we pick out an object and put it outside of that cosmos emptiness? No, because of that emptiness, as the space that we are here right now, it contains everything. The reason is because of we miscalculate that because of we see an object as real, tangible one, and therefore we say that object is object and empty is empty. But this emptiness also contains the fine materials. First one is the gross material, which we can sense, we can feel, it's a tangible object. The rug, the phone, the body, clothes, such a thing that you can be tangible, and therefore we say that a gross object. But another kind of object is a fine object, which is the mind, which contains, let's say that emotions. Right now, you are in neutral emotions. You don't have anything going on, such as happiness, happy or sad, or love or joy or hate. None of those emotions are present at this time being, and therefore it's a neutral. But when you're in the mode of anger or happy, where does that come from? It comes from emptiness as well as thoughts. And therefore this kind of spiritual emptiness contains everything. That everythingness is the mind, because of the mind is capable of everything, and therefore, in short, saying that where does thought come from? It comes from emptiness, just like that. I haven't said that because of, let's say that if suppose that it say that it's totally empty, there's nothing, then in that nothingness there cannot be produced any kind of object from within at all. See that? Can you see that? So because of the potential, the potential potential manifestation is within that emptiness. Therefore, when a condition is met, then there goes an object. And therefore, we can see that as of right now, that if I redirect you, go back to your mind, then you see that there's nothing in there. It's totally nothing. But then in that direction too, I tell you to think of your mom, for example, and then a picture of your mom appears on your mind. See that? So it's within that emptiness, there is everything, which is the mind. It's very hard to understand that concept, but when we try to investigate long enough, deep enough, then we see that this is totally logical, piece of cake. And he posed me a question too. Why did I choose to become a monk? In process of becoming, every one of us here is in the moment of becoming. We cannot escape that fact of becoming. Why you chose? Why did you choose to be an ordinary person instead of a clergy, instead of a monk, instead of an IT computer, instead of a doctor, a researcher? Having this body, we are entitled to be something. Is that right? It's supposed to be. Even a beggar out there, he still have a title as being a beggar. So everybody is an element of becoming. That's all. So whether that you choose to be a priest of a religion, it doesn't matter, because of when you identify yourself as a priest, as a monk, as an ordinary people out there, a doctor, a researcher, whatever, when we identify ourselves, then there is a difference, because of the function is different in definition, and that's all. But after all, if we look at an overall aspect, everybody's the same. You have to be something. You cannot be nothing. Even saying that you are nothing, that nothingness is something, isn't it? Yeah, that's... Please.
So, are you trying to say our title is just a label, but it is empty?
Yes. It's just a label with an explanation, with a description. And so that if you're not who you are as an IT computer, for instance, what else can you be? And if that else you not be, you have to be something else. And that's something else. If you don't want to be that something else, then you're going to be something else. So it falls in any kind of categories of becoming. So the chosen of being a monk is not unimportant. It's not really important at all. I'm just like a hamburger flipper working in McDonald's. I'm just like that. Or even the title, the President of the United States. It's just a title. See that? If I don't happen to be a monk, then I have to be something else, right? Yes, I have to be something else. And if I don't happen to be something else, then I have to be something other than something else. So it's a process of becoming. Every which way to put yourself into it, it's a process of becoming. So it's no, it's not a choice of I don't know, if I look at myself, it's just a natural choice. So I'm just like one of you. It's not that the title of being a monk that's gonna be better. No, just like one of you. No difference. And when we look at that, in this kind of perspective, there is a equality. And when we can find that equality, there is an equanimity within that. It doesn't matter what title you own, what title you possess. Sooner or later, you're going to end up the same thing, which is
Food for words.
yes, food for words. but first, we have to learn how to get acquainted with that, which is we go to the mud bath first. We study the mud bath to study the sliminess, to study the because of sooner or later we're going to be like that. So anyway, it's very important. It's very important, and both of you are young, and then you have that kind of spiritual question, and I'm very happy because of that. When I was your age, I was a bummer. So it's, today is various topics. Okay, I don't particularly tackle anyone. So Daniel was saying about relics. So I also have a story about that.
Saying about what again?
The relics.
The relics. Yes.
Yes. When it was in the forest, we have heard this very famous temples. We call it the relic temples. So we tried to arrange. 3 of us came to that temple, and by good chance, we've met the abbot of that temple, and he introduced us around the temple, and said that this is the relics of Moggallana, this is relics of Mahakassapa, this is relics of this and that, and such and such and such. And then one of us asked for a relic, so to bring home as a souvenir and such. So he came inside. I don't know, and then he came out. This is what he did. This is what he really did. He took out 3 small bags on that side. He threw on the table. What is that? Through the translator. You guys are very lucky because many people come asking for this and they didn't get this. So you are so lucky to have such and such. And then he explained in that little bags, this is the relic of this disciple, this is the relic of that disciples, and such and such. And then finally he said a punchline. Since you are so lucky, you should do some donations.
Oh yeah.
I try to hold my laughing. I do try to hold my laughing. But out of respect, we didn't want to, especially that myself. So we collect some money and offer that to him. And then when we got home, those people that they shared the relics, okay, you got this back. No, you can have it. I don't need those. So that's really happened. Really happening. So that's my story about relics. So. We haven't had a Q&A for a while, so today is it's a perfect time to have a Q&A for the remaining time left. So please do share what you think, and maybe we can probe into that matter to clarify more, detailize more. Okay. Any questions, please?
I had a question.
Please.
So is it your first time that you've been here? No, you've been here before. All right. That's my question.
We have been all over places, all the time. It's just the appearance of different times and space. That's all. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's all.
I have something to share. So it is interesting that I keep thinking about drinking juice recently. And I stopped drinking juice for almost like 10 years because I think it has too many added sugars, so it's not good for my body. And then until my parents came this summer, and my dad, he liked to drink juice. So whenever we went to grocery store, he would buy a bottle of juice. And then sometimes I also take a glass. And then interesting, after they left, I keep thinking about, maybe I should also buy a juice from the grocery. And it never happened before. So does it mean like the thought of drinking juice coming from my consciousness is like is something related to my habit?
Well, like I said before, that if you have inclination towards something and you keep thinking in that certain way, then it becomes reality to that person. If you say that drinking juice is bad, and then sooner or later that kind of perspective is gonna have an effect on you, and then whether that you stop drinking, what's up. So it's all about the mind. It's all about the mind. And of course, Daniel can tell more about the nutrition.
Yeah. So I had a few thoughts. So number one, you already know it is bad. It's just basically sugar. So the original fruit has all the fiber in it. Then you make the juice. You're getting rid of all the nutritious part. You're left with the sugar. I would suggest that most of our thoughts, they come from our experiences, and also they come from our instincts. And maybe there are other sources. But, we have a sweet tooth, so we crave sugar because that's how we used to survive a long time ago. And so you already have that sweet tooth, and then maybe your rational mind tells you that the juice is unhealthy, but we do a lot of things that are not rational, and then maybe your parents visiting, maybe you associated that warm feeling with your parents, with the juice, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing.
Lately, there's some notable ones like Sakura. If some of you have watched Sakura. He said that if you really put your mind into water, which you are going to take, it becomes like a very beautiful potion. Somehow that water can absorb what we think of it, what we do toward it. I don't know. I don't know. That's what some of notable ones on internet saying that. Yeah,
there's a prevalent belief about that they say water has a memory or something.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. I don't personally buy it, but other people believe that. And in my opinion about juice, some other dietitian, they may have a different opinion. But based on my knowledge, it's not healthy. And that's all I can go with, is, my knowledge of the world, which is incomplete.
So the best is just drink plain water?
Yeah, drink plain water. A lot of people like coffee. It's very understandable. Eat natural foods. Everybody already knows that. These ultra-processed foods are unhealthy, and then people, they have ethical concerns against eating meat, and that's very understandable.
Interesting.
Buddhism says, do not kill. So, if you're going to eat meat.
Some certain level, because
level.
Right. Yes, because we in Theravada traditions that based on the 3 facts that you don't. You don't hear an animal that's crying because of killing. You don't ask to kill the animal, and you don't see the animal was killed at the scene. Then you can consume the product. I don't say it's okay or not okay. It's based upon a judgment that you need protein. Then just go ahead and ask the Tibetan Buddhism. They almost don't have any vegetables for eating vegetation, eating veggies. So all the sources we have is yaks. So They eat yaks.
That's what they eat.
Yes, and they still practice Buddhism. So it's not the main concern. The main concern is that when we consume something, are we craving for it? Are we having a desire for it? Or are we consuming just for the purpose of sustaining this body? It's total, different two perspectives. Because of a lot of people that eat vegetarians, but they have a very bad tempers. That's true. Is that right? Yes. And lots of people that they don't care for what they eat, but they have a very mild temper. They have a very compassionate. They are very compassionate. So which one is right? We go back to the main source. We consume products for the main purpose of sustaining this body. Or we consume that products because of the desires, because of the taste of it so good and such, and therefore we must have it. Or so, then it's a different thing. So, depends on the situation. Eskimo people, they don't have any vegetables to eat. They all eat whales, seals, and that's all they have. And you keep thinking that, they are not compassionate. No. I watched a documentary before they consume, they make a lot of rituals before they consume that animal. So out of compassion, they do. But because of the situation, our teeth were made for eating vegetations. Right? Yes. We don't have a fang, we are a canine or so. But still, we don't take that as a serious matter of practice and spirituality. The thing is that this story is real funny. As a American, I practice both traditions. So I go out begging for food too, so I understand. A Theravada monk, they accept everything. Anything that you offer, they take it. Either the food was vegetables or the foods were meat, it doesn't matter. He took it. And one day, they offered him a chicken. And then an old Buddhist lay person, she looked at him, holy moly, poor monk, who offered you this? So, no, this is the wrong way. She took the chicken out. And then she put the vegetables into his bowl. So,
poor monk.
That's real poor monk.
Did she eat the chicken to help you out?
Who knows? But she took the chicken out of his bowl. So I don't know, but anyway, so that's it. Anything else for tonight?
Do you know how you became a software engineer?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I
related to your question that you asked the monk.
Oh, like, to be honest, I just Googled how to make money after college.
All right. It's a very good answer.
Yeah.
Totally okay. Yeah.
Did you have any other thoughts that you wondered where they came from, possibly?
No, I am clear now.
Oh dear.
I have a question. Like, do you think it's okay to get money through playing stock on stock market?
When it was when it was a mundane people like you, I played stock market once. Don't know why, but I put $10,000 down, and then not about a year it became 20, and then I took them out. So I did that too, but saying this, of course, out of desire, that we always that when we put money into such a thing, it's a kind of gambling, and the thing is that when you play stock and you won, that winning is somebody else losing. Is that right?
That
If
is
you
correct. That
yes,
is correct.
Yes, and if you lose, it's somebody else winning. So I don't know which is good to answer for that, whether it's right or wrong. But I'm kind of feeble person that I don't gamble in such a, so I don't. After that, I don't play anymore. Just once. So if we can psych ourselves that okay, if I put money in stock, the chances that I might win, I might lose. And the attitude after winning or losing is very important. Are we willing to let go? Or this is a common attitude. This is a very common attitude to most of the people that if I win, I want to win more. If I lose, I want to get it even. Mm-hmm. So either way, looks like that you are hooked. See that? You cannot get out. Either way, you cannot get out. Just like playing cards for real money. You win, you want to win more. You lose, you want to get back what you have lost. So you cannot get out of the vortex. And of course that if you're looking at a 401k in the future, the 401k is more stable, and it's not actually a high risk gambling at the very most in certain long years of 30-40 years, then you can get some certain sort of money, and that would be the best way to look into it. Is that right, or I don't know?
Are you thinking of doing that, or are you already?
Oh, I have been doing it more than 2 years.
And are you wondering whether it's ethical or not? Because
I
essentially,
just feel like when I earn money, I want to earn more, and then I start to judge myself. And I don't like the feeling that I see that my desire keeps rising.
what if you lost the money?
I didn't lose.
Huh?
I didn't lose.
Right, but what if you did? What if you did?
Then I got hooked. Then I got like
You'll get
Get
hurt.
hooked.
got hooked.
Say that again.
She
Like,
said she'll get hurt.
No,
Hooked.
get hooked.
Oh, hooked.
Hooked.
I think a lot of the stuff is like concentrating on the attachment to it, you know, and like kind of feeling of how, like, you know, because there's going to be a point where you're going to have to kind of let that go. But, so kind of doing it, but don't be attached to it.
Yes, that's right. That's the idea. You do it, but you don't attach to it. Either you win or you lose. It doesn't matter. Then it's okay, I think.
Yeah, if I can make a suggestion, it's like, you know, you have stock advisors, so you have financial experts, and they don't get emotionally involved because they're just an agent, you know. Or like you have a lawyer, the lawyer has a court case. The lawyer isn't going to lose any sleep. He's just going to do his best in the court case. But it's different if it's like your own case or your own money. Then you might lose sleep or you might have a lot of anxiety. So if there's some way that you could be not attached to it, like the lawyer's not attached or the financial advisor is not attached, but it's hard to do. Yeah, because eventually you will lose money if you haven't already. It's inevitable. Because there's always a downturn. Yeah, it's actually very important because in life, you know, we always lose. We know we're going to lose in the future. And it's the same thing. If you invest in the stock market, eventually you're going to have a bad experience. And you need to be able to be not attached to that so it doesn't destroy your equanimity.
I think that's part of like just being human, learning how to be attached to stuff that hurts, I guess, or you know, gives us emotional feelings. So we have to learn how to control it.
How to let it go.
Yeah.
Well, then, if we want to learn of letting go or non-attachment, then we should invest into the spirituality instead of. Is that right? Yes. And this investment is it doesn't cost a penny. It does not cost anything, so you cannot lose. You keep investing without putting any possessions into it. So it's a good investment. Oh, it costs. Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
You can finish, then I can.
The cost that you need is to be mindful, and that's it.
I was just going to kind of add what people are already saying. You know, when you're younger, it's nice to have that money and invest. You know, you're going to either invest in rental property, you know, invest into stock. If you invest long term, you can make money out of it. You know, that's good. And just like they're saying, and be objective about it. So don't get too attached to the money. You know, even rentals, anything else you invest in, you will make some money. You might lose some money, but as long as it's your extra money, then it's it should be fine because you know that that's just extra. I can't remember what I was going to add to it. Oh, but just like Thay was saying, and as we get older, you only need enough money to be content and happy. As you just constantly chase money, then it's a never-ending, cycle. But like Thay was saying, as you get older, you get more of that wisdom. You'll see that you only need enough money to be happy. And money is just it's just allowed to give you freedom. As you get older, it's more important. You'll recognize that money is not that important. Good people, good friends, your health, your practice is more important. Time is more valuable than money. But when you're younger, it's money because you have plenty of free time.
I know that there are some people who keep making money and just for making it, not spending it.
Yeah.
And even though they get older, they still keep doing that. They get enjoyment, or not enjoyment, like
Addicted.
satisfaction.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think about that? Like, I know it is not good. I'm just saying, like, how you think about it from your perspective.
Marcus, did you say as we get older, we get wisdom?
tend to have more wisdom.
We do?
because- Yeah, because you see that money is not as important as much because you've already spent your whole life acquiring it, and then you'll spend more time, with your practice. It depends on the individual.
It depends on the individual. I say you've probably gotten wisdom, and many other people don't.
It depends. Yeah, if you've done enough investment and all that kind of stuff, and you realize, well, I have enough, and then that's not as concerning. You just invest long term. You're not doing day trading or whatever. You just invest long term. I mean, my stock is really easy. Apple and Tesla. That's it. Aside from my 401k and and all that, that's all I've done.
Yeah, in my experience, most people, Marcus has gotten wisdom, but I think most people, they continue to chase after money, even as they get older, and they really never learn. I know many people like that. They never learn, and yeah.
I think at the end you don't take money with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it makes me wonder that with that much of money, how you going to spend it?
Right.
Yeah, the most rubbish meal you can eat, let's say that $500 per meal. Put it that way. You cannot chew more than that $500 meal.
Yeah, most people, including myself, we spend our lives working,
Yeah.
accumulating.
Yeah.
We say, oh yeah, eventually we're going to retire. Retire when you're 90 years old or something. And it's too late, Yeah. That's just the reality.
Sometimes we forget that health and wealth, we have to balance them all together. Sometimes, you're so wealthy, but your health is not so healthy. And just like my friend, that all his life he's tried to make money a lot, until that he's just only a couple of years older than I am. And he found out that he got terminal illness. And at first, he told me I couldn't believe it. The pill that he takes every day is like more than $1,000. And then he told me that it's totally a waste to work too much to make money, and then now use that money. Yes, yes. And the quality of life. Where is the quality of life now? See that? So it's not wrong, making money, but in terms of making money, along way with it, we should have some wisdom. We should have some quality of life. That's more important, I think. Yes.
I look. There's some people like who retire or they're near 80, 90. Like if you hear their stories, they always say, "Oh, I regret not doing this in life," or "I regret working too hard," or not working too hard, or spending less time with family. And I kind of have a fear that the action I'm doing right now, will make me regret in the future. Does that make sense?
Doubt, right?
Yeah.
The doubt is coming. 5 mental factor, right?
What that you're doing right now might be a cause of regret in the future.
Yeah.
What specifically? Anything specific?
No, nothing specific, but there's some things later in life you realize that you missed something in your previous life.
Fear of loss.
yeah, or like opportunity cost. I don't know.
Opportunity cost.
I don't, like maybe I should have traveled more, or I should have used my time wisely. I shouldn't have wasted my time on YouTube or something. Like I know Buddhism talks about like focus on the present moment, but sometimes it's hard for me to cope with that fear that I'll regret something later in my life.
When you were talking about fear, that is a present moment. The present moment, it doesn't have to be that nothing. No, the present moment is that whatever comes from your mind, that is present moment. So when you have fear, you recognize it's a fear, then that is present moment. Yeah. So and we don't this concept that we're supposed to be empty-minded. No, it's not. It's not that. We don't use the form of suppression or avoid and stay away from any kind of harmful emotions. No, it's not. We recognize what's going on at this moment without attachment to it. Then that is the wisdom. So we don't run away. There's no way that we can run away from that because of let's say that fear is from within you. Let's say that fear, that particular fear is your product. Then how can we run away from your own product? See that? There's only one way. There's only one way to observe, to understand, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, I think it's very positive that you're thinking about your life in the future and thinking about how you might look back on your life. Try to live basically a good and productive life, I guess. Yeah, I think it's very positive.
It's kind of what you mentioned right now. It kind of takes back to the reason of meditation, and to kind of ease and live that moment and think about it, and while you're meditating, kind of look at it in every perspective, so you could live in the present, and the past is the past, and not regretting and just living now. I guess, right?
Yes. Part of it, and like Marcus keeps saying, allow and process through naturally.
And by the way, I had the same thought about maybe watching too many YouTube videos. So just today I had kind of a similar thought.
So it's not just me.
No, it's not just you, because you already know this. Every second on YouTube, there's like maybe an hour of content that's uploaded.
Right.
Just this incredible. You can just spend all your time watching it, and a lot of it is actually very high quality. I mean, there's a lot of very good stuff on there, but you could spend all day watching that stuff, and it's better than taking drugs or something, but still, it's there's just something a little unsettling about it to spend time watching all those videos.
I think at the end is whatever makes you happy.
It's moderation.
Moderation, there you go, Marcus.
Yeah,
that's where I decided for myself.
Yeah, there's good content. You just gotta know when you had enough.
Right, moderation. Because you could spend all day long watching it.
Yeah.
You could, easily.
You have a choice. You have your own choice of what program that you can watch.
Everything I watch is very high quality. I don't watch any garbage on YouTube. I really don't. It's all public affairs, serious things. But again, it's moderation, just like Marcus said.
Anything else?
I wonder if we're going to do any meditation today? Meditation
Yes.
today?
Yes.
I apologize. We
Wednesday.
switched the schedule. We started at 6.
Ooh,
So we started meditating at 6 o'clock. I apologize.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
do it
but I
early.
just new here, so it was just like very, coming for the meditation. I actually do meditation every night. I'll try to.
Oh, great.
And then there's something like I will just like get it today, so that way I can
Yeah.
incorporate to my daily
So-
routine. But yeah, it was really.
So you practice Vipassana or you practice?
Well, I had this an ad, and then the ad just sent me every time like 9:15 p.m. and I start like doing like different kind of stuff. If you want to go to transport to the ocean or to the woods, and I do every day a different one because I had a hard time sleeping. I had insomnia. And I know sleeping, I can't, and I especially, so that calmed me down and then at least got me like kind of relaxed. And maybe I sleep in my meditation, maybe I don't. So just try to do
So you count sheep?
Oh yeah.
Actually, insomnia. The only thing that make us losing our sleep, quality sleep, is that we keep thinking. That's it. That's it. The more the mind agitated, the more that we cannot go sleep. That's all. Very simple, extremely simple. So perhaps when we lay down, that we start focusing on our breath. Take the focus out of the mind and use that focus to some other object, which is the breath. The breath doesn't think.
Yeah.
So if you focus on your breath, then automatically you calm the mind down already. Of course, that the object's gonna jump back and forth. Sometimes you think and then you forget your breath, and then you keep thinking, but you remember the breath. Go back to the breath. Go back to the breath, and then until sometimes the mind becomes habitual. Then you fall asleep very easy. I'm the creature of falling asleep. I maybe 5 minutes the most, and then I'm gone. Yeah, it's so easy for me. Everybody said it. While we were talking, and then I dozed to sleep. So it's very easy. It's very easy that. And then also, if we study meditation, then we can recognize the pattern of thinking. We recognize that, and then just go back to the breath. Very simple. Very simple. Go back to the breath. Follow the breath closely, very close, so that you don't have time for your focus going back to your mind, thinking mind. And that's it. Very simple.
Not simple, but yeah, I will try.
It takes time. Yes,
Yeah,
of course, it takes time. It's not the first time that you can achieve it right away. It's not, but it's really workable, and quite often, if you can ask, a yogi that who meditates sometimes, and they said to fall asleep very easy.
Mm.
Yeah. That's one thing. Another thing is that you don't become attached to what you think. You don't become attached to what you think. Allow, this is another method. Allow the mind.
To take control.
Now, we don't need to control the mind. Allow the mind to go on its own, because the mind has its own mindset. And then when the mind itself gets tired of thinking, now we're talking not you that control the mind, but we're talking about the mind that gets tired from its own pattern of thinking, automatically it's going to subside down. And then we go to sleep. The only problems that we got is that most of us got is that when we lose, when we don't sleep soundly, then we become complained. oh, I didn't sleep well and such. That is an attitude toward the real consequence. The consequence is right there, but we added a helpful attitude toward it. Why not? Oh, don't have a good night's sleep, and that's it. We don't have to agonize about losing our quality sleep, and that it will bring us back to being equanimous.
I have something to share about insomnia. I realize if I don't bring my phone and laptop to my bedroom, I usually can get a good sleep.
Yeah, I'm just a very hyperactive person. I always want to move. Like I cannot stand. I mean, being here, it's just being this moment. It's just for me very hard. And since I was baby, my mom was like, "You move, you dance, you always in there, like doing some stuff." So it's always for me, it's keeping it like in a bed all night is super hard. I feel like I'm wasting my time, but I know I need the quality of sleep. So
Is it possible you don't need as much sleep, being kind of a hyper person?
yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes I just like 3 hours, and for me it's like, oh, I sleep all night, and it's not much, but it's significantly important that 3 hours for me. To
Do you
stay.
feel tired during the day?
Yeah, mostly all the time, and it's just for the sleep. Yeah. But it's just been like a couple years like that. And if I remember, my mom said it's just been like it's always the sleeping time is hard for me always. I just always like want to move. I don't know, it's just like space.
Right.
So
that's an advantage for you. You have all that energy. But-
energy, yeah.
Yeah, but it makes it harder for you to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just be aware that you're in the stage of being hyper. And that's it. It's just be when you're aware of that automatically that you calm your body down.
Mm-hmm.
Just right now, whenever that you feel that you are hyper, softly note, mentally note that, oh, I'm hyper. That's it. And then automatically it's gonna calm the body down automatically. Yeah. It's very simple, especially and talking about insomnia. Actually, because we have nothing to do, so we need sleep. And then we, if we can sleep, then we claim on that. Suppose that's for the person that who gambled all night, they not sleep, but they never complain. It's really interesting. Yeah. It's a Thanksgiving night, and we thank for our own givenness because of everything that happens, and we can forgive ourselves. That is the most quality of Thanksgiving that we can achieve. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a while.